Hello everybody, thank you for watching CNXG. My name is David. Today is the Q&A video where I'm answering all your guys' questions. We've got lots of new subscribers. Welcome everybody. So I like to try to explain this every week so no one has any confusions. So this is a question and answer video. I'm answering your guys' questions. If you'd like to ask me something, go down in the comment section of always the last Q&A video, and it's every single Monday. Go down in the comment section, ask me anything you want. Then I will answer them in the next Q&A video next Monday, okay? That's how it works. And donations from Gordon. Gordon donated to the channel. Thank you very much, Gordon. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you guys could please leave your location when you ask me a question. That's all I ask. You want to ask me a question, just tell me where you're from, where you're at. Be general. You don't have to be specific, okay? Thank you very much. So let's get started. First question is from Anna from Virginia. Hello, Anna. How do you know when you are fully recovered from being involved in a toxic relationship? Great question. You know, this is pretty involved. There's a lot of things. So we got bad and good, right? So a lot of the bad things have died down. Anxiety, depression, and fears and stuff like this. And the good things have come up. Happiness, joy, things like that. Now, to be a little more specific, one thing I always try to stress to you guys, that if you've been involved with a disordered person that's been abusing you for a long time, typically this is because of your childhood. I say that a lot, don't I? So what happens is if this is from your childhood, we may think we were great, normal, happy up until that relationship, but you'll find out that you weren't. Because what we all say is, when will I feel normal again? When will I feel normal again? You guys want to feel like you did before the relationship, and that's great. Great goal. What happens is if you do the work I tell you to do, you go past that. You far exceed that. Okay? Because you start fixing problems that cause you to get in these relationships, and then you start feeling better. Better than you thought. So you'll think you're healed, right? You think, oh man, this is great, I'm healed. And maybe a couple months later you have some kind of discovery, or you realize, man, I'm feeling better than I ever have. And you just keep getting better and better and better. That's the goal, okay? So I hope that helps, Hannah. I hope that explains my answer or your question. And, you know, good things to look forward to. We tend to say we're never going to get better when we feel like this. And it's not true. It's not true. You can do that to yourself, but say I'm going to be great, you know? Thank you, Anna. Beth from Maryland. Hello, Beth. Do you have a concise video of your story of what happened to you with your narcissist and a timetable of when you turn the corner and your first step to wellness? Better. I did it in 22 videos. It's the very first 22 videos of the channel, all the way at the bottom of the list. Or I put them all in a playlist called My Relationship. 10-year relationship. It ended years ago, and I put him all. I documented, right. It's chronological too, and I did it in 22 videos. So feel free to go look at those if you want, Beth. Thank you for asking. Thank you very much for asking. And next question is from SRS1659 from South Korea. Hello, SRS1659. My ex was a recovering alcoholic. After his discard and Hoover, I knew that he was a narcissist. You discover that he's a narcissist because of the way he discarded you and then hoovered. Are many narcissist alcoholics? You know, I don't know how many, but it's profound. It's profound with narcissism and borderline and histrionic and psychopaths and sociopaths. These are acting out disorders, and they are self-destructive, self-sabotaging as well. So it's very common because, think about it, guys. Think about if, you know, personality disorder means that you have a lot of problems in your life across the board. So you have failed relationships, you may have failed jobs, you may have to move, you have problems. And they're shame-based. I always say that all the time, shame-based. The reason people have addictions is because of shame. These people are shame-based. The only thing that surprises me is when a narcissist or a borderline or something like that isn't a drug addict or alcoholic. That's the only thing that I'm amazed at. Okay? Hope that helps. Jeannie from Alabama. Hello, Jeannie. My youngest son has bipolar disorder and ran me crazy this weekend. He has so much anger. How can I convince him to get help? Well, And you guys, if you guys want to ask me a question about your children, please tell me their age. It's so important. Because, Jeannie, I mean, this could be a 5-year-old that I tell you, you need to love and take into therapy no matter, or this could be a 20-year-old that you need to kick out of your house and stop dealing with him. Because the problem is, and so I don't know. Children should be raised in everything you do with love, and you have to have, you have to be a stable rock for your child, okay? We don't overcompensate, we don't abuse, we don't punish more and more. It's just like you would with any child. If they're going to get in more trouble, then there's more punishment. And it's about teaching them repercussions of their actions, okay? This is a major problem with narcissists, borderlines, bipolar, is they need to know that there's repercussions to their actions. A lot of times, children have this kind of behavior and someone always bails them out, right? The parents are split up and they go over to dad's house and then they go back to mom's house and then they go to grandma's house. They end up never, ever facing the results of their actions. So that's very, very important. And no, Jeannie, you cannot take this kind of stuff. If he's a child, then he should be in therapy. You get help. You do whatever it takes. Don't give up. Okay? If he's an adult, then there's nothing you can do. If he doesn't want to get help, then he can go be miserable by himself. Because I'll tell you right now, the biggest reason people go get help is because of major loss. Not because they're doing fine. Not because they haven't lost anything and not, yeah, I have problems, but I mean, if you don't lose anything, why do it? Why go get help? Make him lose something, everything. Make his life hell so he wants to fix it. Okay, and I'm not saying like torture and abuse. I'm saying if he's an adult, you tell him, go fix your problems, get away from me until you're done, until you're fixed, Even moms, yes. Even moms, because he has to get fixed. He has to do it. It's no longer your responsibility if he's an adult. Okay? Good luck, Jeannie. Morgan from France. Hello, Morgan. I told my therapist I dated a narcissist during our first appointment. He laughed it off and said he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about him. And all women are claiming this now. That this is... So... You went to your therapist, you explained to him that you believe you dated a narcissist, and he laughed you off and said, this is a common problem right now in Europe and around the world, that anytime a woman has a problem with a man, they're just claiming that he was a narcissist. How do I get my therapist to take me seriously? Laughing it off is pretty bad. I'd probably go, and he doesn't understand. Part of what he's saying could be right, I'm not saying could be like I've never heard it, but there are lots of people calling other people narcissists. I'm going to make a video about it soon. But this is for you. He needs to listen to you and why you think this. Don't let your therapist control what you talk about all the time. If you need to talk, if something's bothering you, you need to talk about it. I know we shouldn't obsess. And there is a time where it's like, hey, do you have anything specific to talk about this person anymore? Not really? Then maybe it's time to stop talking. But your first visit, you tell him this, he laughs you off, says, I don't want to talk about him. This kind of shit, I can't stand. I can't stand from professionals. And if they want to laugh this stuff off, let him know that education didn't stop when he got his diploma. That he needs to keep learning, okay? And there's information out there. Go find it. Go learn. Instead of laughing at your patients. Because I guarantee you, he may have said this because you may be the 10th female that's come in and said this. And if he just wants to keep laughing and laughing and laughing, that's an idiot. That's an idiot to not go find out and educate yourself and inform yourself and learn. Okay? Good luck. Sounds like you might just need to find a new one. Jay Strada from Portland, Oregon. Hello, Jay Strada. I received flowers the other day from my mother. She then approached me and asked me why I'm ignoring her. I gave it to her. You're saying I gave it to her because I've never stood up to her. I told her how she failed me. She gave me a sob story about her childhood, claims I'm hurting her, never validated my feelings, ran away saying I could die tomorrow, and told everyone that what you're doing and you're a bad person, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. And That's a pretty natural reaction to somebody who failed their child. They don't want to hear that. That's good you said something. Think about the way you said it. You know, if it was really attacking her, of course she's going to be defensive. You know, what do you want from it? Did you want to get some closure and talk about these things with her? Or did you just want to tell her she's a bad mom? If you just wanted to tell her she's a bad mom, you did, and it worked. And so there shouldn't be any much more to talk about. You can't blame someone for being defensive about that. It's a serious thing. But if you wanted some closure and you believe that you approached her nicely and this is how she handled it, that's awful. You know, this should show how much she paid attention to your feelings when you were a child. Because you don't need to just approach your mother this way for her to act this way, especially if you're nice. That's also guilt. That's also guilt, remorse of some kind, right? She doesn't want to face it. Think about how you feel. Think about how that made you feel. If you still have problems with this, which you do, and she's not going to help you feel better, then you keep your distance. I mean, it's that simple, and it's very sad. It's simple, but very difficult, and it's sad. Simple and difficult, contradicting. But it's a simple thing for me to say. It's a very difficult thing to do. But this is the kind of stuff you have to do. You have to. You know, you can't keep a relationship with her if she won't address the things that are bothering you. And you guys continue with the relationship. You can't do that with anyone. Okay? Good luck. Carlito. I forgot where you're from, Carlito. Do narcissists actually take your physical energy from you? Which is why we feel drained. Do they actually suck the energy within us? I'm going to make a video about this. And this is the deal. Narcissist, we both have emotional needs. Here's narcissist, here's us. We both have emotional needs. We don't think about our emotional needs, and we supply emotional needs for other people. Narcissists don't care about other people, don't care about your emotional needs. They don't meet their emotional needs themselves, but they get other people to meet their emotional needs for them. So it's a good combination. We are constantly focused on them. We are constantly taking abuse from them. We are constantly stressed. Okay? The ups and the downs. This is blowing our energy. They want constant attention and for you to do this and that for them and do these things for them. The physically draining yourself for them is attention to them. They love it. It's just constant reassurance that you care about them. You know what I mean? So it's like a transfer of energy. You have so much good caring energy you're giving to them, spending on them, right? And they have very bad negative energy. Matter of fact, you know, if a narcissist is in a bad mood, what do? They put you in a bad mood to get you up there with them. Hopefully even worse. Now you're in a worse mood than they are, and they feel good about it. They gave you their bad energy, didn't they? And they took your good energy. So it's like an exchange of energy. That's what I think. Hope that helps, Carlito. Thank you for asking. Mark from the United Kingdom. Hello, Mark. Will the narcissist still hoover even if you expose them to family, etc. on Facebook? That's the best way to get them to stop. It really is. You know, we don't contact them, we don't react to them, and eventually they stop. Hopefully, unless they're an obsessive stalker. But exposing them to people is a great way. So they could make their first contact with you and say that they were going to contact you a bunch of times over the next 2 years or whatever. But the first time they contact you, you expose them to everybody and blah, blah, blah. They may never come back again. You know, they're going to wait a long time. Yeah. It's not that they care about who they are. They don't, and they have tons of shame. They feel like total bad people. They just don't want anybody else to know. They don't want anyone else to know. They don't care that they hurt you. They don't want other people to know they hurt you. That makes them a bad person. Okay? So great. That's a great way to get them to not come back. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it's a good way to deal with them. I think ignoring them is the best way. But it's a really it's a really major reason a narcissist will leave you alone, because you just keep exposing them, you keep telling them what they are and telling other people, you know. Okay? Hope that helps. Let's do some more. Carlito from Indianapolis. Do narcissists ever suffer or have a trauma bond with their victims, like when they're sad and lonely? You know, good question. And I would say yes. I mean, I know they suffer from massive broken relationships and failures, especially when they're alone, especially if you discard them and now they're alone. I mean, yes, they suffer. Yes. Everyone suffers from failed relationships. It doesn't matter if they sit there and say it was all your fault, right? It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter if someone cheats on me or does all these things to me. If it's their fault, you suffer. You know what I mean? That makes sense. But trauma bond, don't forget that this trauma is caused by them to you. Now the fighting and all that kind of trauma, yeah, there's that bond. And they don't love you, so why do they come back? They come back because of a bond, because of that trauma, because of things they get from you. Yes. But they don't do it because they love you. Hope that helps. Thank you. Unify Life from the United Kingdom. Hello. When a borderline is in love with you, are they actually? Is it that they think they are? Or do they know that they're not, but say they are because they need to be wanted? So, like, do they not really love you, but they're just saying it to form that bond and to get what they want from you? You know, I can't speak for other people like that, okay? And this is a tough question for a lot of personality disorders. A lot of these disorders don't have empathy and stuff like this, but love is, a lot of people say they love in their own way. So maybe they can love a little. Maybe it's on a spectrum. Maybe they can't love, and maybe they think they do in their own way. I don't think, and I guarantee you some borderlines fake it and aren't in love with you and pretend and lie. But I can't speak for all. I think some may love. I think so. I think some may love, and I think some lie, and I think some don't. How about that? I think some lie, and I think some don't. I don't mean to be general, but that's the way it is, you know. Hope that helps. Thank you for asking. Azanyan from Johannesburg, South Africa. Hello, Azanyan. Hope I'm saying that right. Can you talk about narcissists and their relationships and interactions with their siblings, as their siblings are the cornerstone of the illusion? You know, that's a really interesting question. The last thing you said, they're the cornerstone of the illusion. Because you're right. Because they grew up together, right? And the siblings know that they're pieces of crap. And they want people to believe the illusion about them, but the siblings kind of really know. So maybe they keep their distance from them. But, you know, don't forget that there's no real solid relationships with anyone. Doesn't matter if they're family or not. The reason, you know, disordered people keep relationships with their family and their abusers is they accept it. They accept the abuse. They accept that they're bad people. And they get attached or bonded with their family, and they get things from their family, and they might feel somewhat safe and secure with their family, things like that. But, yeah, interesting. You know, there's so many different actions with their siblings, right? I mean, they abuse their siblings, or they look out for them. That's common too. Looking out for the siblings. It means something to them. But usually there's not very good relationships. That's almost always, you know, not very good, not very close. They may be in contact, but a lot of times they're not. I think most of the time, a lot of disordered people will say goodbye to their family or not have much contact with them. I think that's pretty common. Hope that helps. Thank you. If it doesn't, ask me more questions, okay? More specific. And there's another question about siblings coming up. Rocio from Buenos Aires. Hello, Rocio. Can you talk about ways of shrinking the inner critic after narcissist abuse? Yeah. So I talk about in our own inner critic. When we are depressed, our mind becomes our own inner critic, telling us we're not going to get better, we're no good, watch out for this person's going to hurt you. And it's a way, it's something we all have, and it's a way for us to stay safe. It's a way that part of our brain is saying, watch out for everything. And when we are happy, And calm, this voice isn't very loud. We dismiss it very quickly with the other part of our brain. It's almost non-existent. We don't pay attention to it. When we're depressed, it's loud. So you have to tell yourself the truth. You have to constantly tell yourself the truth. You can't buy into it, because we used to do that. Think about how you used to react to your inner critic. Oh yeah, get all low and spiral down that hole of I'm a piece of crap. You know, you can't. You got to stop. You got to stand up. You got to make yourself smile. You got to make yourself laugh. You got to tell someone I love you. You know, you have to make your environment better. Just start doing these things. Be around positive people instead of negative people. Negative people made you do this. So get away from negative people. Surround yourself with positive people. Start feeling and thinking more positive. Start meeting your needs. Start meeting your emotional needs. Big time, okay? Have some success. Have some success in things. In all different areas of your life. You know, that success will help. You achieve something, and then your brain telling you, that's when your brain, you don't really hear that. When you achieve something, right? I'm going to stop first part there. Thank you, guys. Please stay tuned for part 2. It's coming up next. And thank you very much. If you guys could, please share this video to other people. Post it on different social medias, forums, and groups to help this information get out there. Okay? Thank you all. And I will see you in part 2. Bye-bye.